Good day, planet Earth. Michael Litten, the last DJ. Shout out to the late, great Tom Petty, host of Ride the Vibe, broadcasting from the super cool, wicked awesome DRS ATL studio right here in Roswell, GA. Got my friend and mate, Wahid Gomes, on the technology. I was saying that it would not be a Ride the Vibe if it wasn't for Wahid, because I don't know technology from the man on the moon. But I'm so fired up and stoked to have Revenant on the show today. And they were formed in 2023. They bring a huge rock sound with a southern spin. How cool is that for us down here in the South? This high-octane four-piece band collectively has influences spanning from Guns N' Roses, Lynyrd, Skynyrd, Freebird, y'all, Blackberry Smoke, through to Metallica. With a heady mixture, I like that, you can anticipate a truly captivating sound from these rising rockers. Sugarman Sam Lay, guitar and vocals, Matthew Hudson, guitar, Robin Nutley, bass, and Carl Donoghue, maybe, is that how I say the drums? And on the show, I've got Sam and Matt, and you can check these cats out at www.revenantsongs.co.uk. And do I have all that right, fellas? Sam and Matthew?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Well done. What did I butcher?
I think you did all right. You did yourself good there.
For a Southerner, we have a caveat. We just, if we screw up, we go, hey, we're Southern. What can we say?
Amen.
Keep going.
It's all good. So, for your fans that are Legion, but may not be familiar with Ride the Vibe, the way we roll the show is we're going to play 6 of your great songs, not in their entirety, though, because we'd like to encourage listeners to actually go out and buy the music somewhere where you can make some money, as opposed to Spotify or wherever. And is that back at the website, y'all? Would that be a place where they can actually buy?
They can head there and they can purchase all of the CDs and
nice.
Vinyls and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So that's REVENANTSONGS.co.uk, because these fellas are out of the UK. But at any rate, we're going to play 6 songs. We're not going to play them in their entirety. And for that reason, because we want you to go buy the music, and then also gives us a little more room to talk, because this, I like to say, is like a digital liner notes. So you're going to get some backstory on the music, the band, and the fellas. So with that, I've got to have to start by giving a shout out to the amazing, one of a kind, Wes O'Neal. Talk a little bit about Wes, y'all.
Wes. We love Wes.
He's a Liverpool fan, Sam, so I know that sort of rubs you the wrong way, maybe.
Well, Wes and I give each other as good as we get, so
good.
That's okay. But yeah, no, Wes is. We met. How long ago did we meet Wes, Matt? Was it a couple of years ago now?
Oh yeah. God, must be. I think maybe about 1.5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
I think this is the second year of working with Wes, but it's been funny watching Sam and Wes's relationship, where Man United have all of a sudden started doing a lot better.
Yes,
so now
Liverpool
are doing a lot worse.
Yes.
It used to be that Liverpool were doing great and Man United were doing worse.
Right.
So from my point of view, I'm just watching each of them spend a bit of time in both.
Are you a neutral, Matt, or do you have a dog in the EPL hunt?
No, I don't care for football, really.
Okay. All right.
It's I don't mind it. I'd rather go and watch a game in person than spend a couple of hours, or I've got too much on in my life to worry about what 11 millionaires are doing chasing around football. So, I've got too much going on to worry about that.
That's fair enough. And, we are broadcasting this on George Harrison's birthday. As 2 guitarists, talk about his influence, if you will, on y'all.
I think, from my point of view, just a songwriting thing, particularly in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, just listening to how the Beatles in general just sort of crafted songs.
Yeah.
Have always been a big, and in a previous band we used to cover Get Back, which
love it. Yeah,
great song. A great song.
Yes.
But as a songwriter, really, really cool. Really like what he does.
Yes. How would you, or Matt, either one, how would you rate him, or not rate, but put him within the 4 I always felt he was, underappreciated. Obviously, the writing duo.
I think if you look at their catalog, he wrote some of the real big standout hits. Like he wrote "Here Comes the Sun," didn't he?
Yes.
"While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
Yeah.
Where else did he? I can't think off the top of my head. I know there's a good few more tracks that he was really good on. But I think competing against Lennon and McCartney is probably is always going to be difficult. But if you've still got someone that can just chip in with a couple of big songs like that, then you're like, oh, okay. But as a guitar player, he was fantastic. Just a great rhythm player, and just really played with some great melody at times. But the Beatles are the foundation of a lot of rock music. So yeah, George Harrison's a massive influence, whether you realise it or not. Right.
You trace things back to him. And then you all had an opportunity to tour with some mates from here in the South. Preacher Stone from in my backyard. Talk about that experience and give me some dirt on the fellas, if you will.
Oh, I can't. I'd love to give you some dirt, but I just from day one of that tour, we just had such a ball. It was. And it was little things like, we met Ben Robinson. Yeah. We met the first visual of Ben was holding a crate of, was it Strongbow? Oh yeah, I think it was Strongbow cider. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, are you bringing that in from the van?" He said, "No, I'm drinking this now, mate." Like they just. Yeah.
And my last vision of Ben, where me and Sam actually got up to say goodbye to the guys before they got on a plane to fly back to America.
Yeah.
And it was something like 7:45. And just we walked downstairs and him, Ben and Bolt were just getting mimosas at 8:00. and I really wanted to join in, but I had to drive that day. So,
you couldn't do
it. Ben Robinson enjoyed every single moment of that tour, even when he wasn't enjoying it, he was
enjoying it. Did they bring any moonshine or anything indigenous to the South?
They did not.
Oh man,
we've vowed to come and visit them. But I will also just say that throughout the entire tour, I remember being backstage at one of the shows with Wyatt and Ronnie, just having a heart to heart about life and chatting to Daryl about little nerdy things on the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, just I can't say enough great things about them. It was an amazing time. We had such a great time. Yeah.
I want to talk more about it because you guys have got a special event you're doing with a guitar, so we'll come back and chat about that. But I want to kick the show off with a song called Runaway Rage. Now, this is from your Live at the Echo Music Club, but it's also on Best Medicine. And we'll talk about how folks can get this CD after we play a little bit of Runaway Rage. We'll be right back, y'all.
Good evening, we are Revenant, and this is a song called Runaway Rage. I hope you enjoy it.
I can feel it building up inside.
on Ride the Vibe with a band that emerging rock bands made the band of the month for February 26th. So how cool is that? That's Runaway Rage off Live at the Echo Music Club. I've got Matthew Hudson guitar and Sugarman Sam Lay on guitar and vocals on the show, and talk about how the Revenant ones can get that CD, y'all.
Oh yeah, that's available only if they sign up via our website. So that's not available to stream. It's not available to buy. If they sign up to the fan club, the Revenant Ones fan club, they get that entire record for free.
And that's what I did. That's how I got it. Very tricky, y'all. I like that. Very good marketing. And talk about what it meant to have emerging rock bands name y'all Band of the Month.
Well, it was about time we got the recognition, I think.
Very good.
I don't know what's taken them so long.
Did you have to pay them anything, or did they just do it?
No, not this time.
Good. That's good. So they gave it to you just out of because of who y'all are.
To be fair, jokes aside, like emerging rock bands have been playing us for a long time on their radio stations. We've got quite a lot of DJs that back our music, which is fantastic. And then one of them came and watched us live, and then all of a sudden we were emerging rock bands band of the month. So do you know what? It's nice to actually to get that kind of recognition. You know, there's only 12 bands that are going to get that this year. So, and you know how many bands are out there. So for them to actually turn around and give us that, you know, it's great. And hopefully it just turns a few more heads and opens a few more doors, you know. But yeah, we're really thankful for those guys for that. And we can put that on our CV, you know, for our next jobs that we go and try and get.
Well, tell me about the Echo Music Club. What's that? And how'd you guys decide to record an album there live and, you know, all that backstory?
That was a now good friend of the band, Verd Nabs, shout out. Was putting on these events at the Echo Music Club. And asked us if we'd go and support we were supporting another band, Guerrilla Riot, and it was acoustic session. And we jumped at the chance. And then when we arrived, the sound man on the day was a chap called Simon Taylor, who we've known for a while. Or I've known for a while at least. And he just, Matt, did he say he could record it, or did we get him to do it? I can't remember.
No, I think he was just like, yeah, I'll record it. And then we were like, okay, cool. And then, whenever a sound guy says that, we go, okay, great. You know, we'll
yes,
take
of
it.
course.
We'll take it and just see if we can make something out of it, you know? So that's what live at Echo Hotel Music Club became. And it was the only time we did an acoustic gig like that. Whether we'll do another one or not, I don't know. I think, you know, you go and you should only really be doing the kind of acoustic stuff if it's like, you know, MTV Unplugged.
You were reading my mind, Matthew. Yeah. Well, what is the club like? You kind of describe it.
It's great. I mean, it's in a big hall actually. But it's Verd's one of probably the first promoter that actually kind of saw us and decided to take a punt on us, which was great because you know, that again put us in front of probably our biggest audience at that time. I think that might have only been our 4th gig or something like that. So, but it's a great club, Echo Hotel Music Club. It's full of, you know, lovely people, and they tend to sell out the gigs a lot and do really well. And again, it's where, you know, real good live music.
What's the seat? What kind of crowd size wise?
They sit down. There's tables, so they sit down around the tables. And I remember, it must be a couple of hundred.
So relatively intimate setting for.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I remember going before we went on stage. I thought to myself, "This is an audience that doesn't know who we are, and we've got to win them over in like 2 or 3 songs." And by the end of that set, there's a photo of us in front of that crowd, and it was just amazing. It was just incredible.
How gratifying that must be.
Ovation.
We did.
That's unbelievable.
I can't believe it took emerging rock bands that long.
Shame on them. Well, and back to, I'd be remiss if we didn't come back to your tour with Preacher Stone. You guys are doing something really cool. Talk about the guitar and how folks can get it. It's signed by all the members of both bands. It's a fundraiser. Talk about how they can get that guitar for their very own.
Yeah, so a bit of history. I'm a type 1 diabetic and have been for over 20 years now.
Wow. God bless you.
And thank you. And obviously chatting to Ronnie. Ronnie's got type 2 diabetes. So John Schneider, their road manager, suggested that we get a guitar, we all sign it, and we auction it off for charity. Yeah. So we've opted to choose Diabetes UK.
Yeah.
And folks can go to our website, which I've already read out, and they can enter as many times as they like. And then we will, when we draw the winner, we're going to make that a live stream, and it can go. You can enter from anywhere in the world. Matt's kindly offered to cover the shipping as his charitable donation.
Nice. And how do they? You just put their name in, or they got to put money in?
So it's £5 a ticket.
Okay.
And the system will automatically calculate that depending on where you are in the world. But it's £5 a ticket. And then they put their details in. Yeah. And then, so we've got that ready when we draw the winner.
So if you put in £100, then you've got 20 tickets, basically, if I'm doing the math right.
Correct, yes.
Wow, I love that. And then the money goes to Diabetes UK. Very cool.
And I'm really we've already done, I think it's been up for like nearly 48 hours, and we've done over £500.
No way.
It's been up just over 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we did it at 6:00 yesterday. So that was, 24 hours. So 27 hours ago. And I'm pretty sure I calculated it earlier, and we're just over £700. So near $1,000 now.
I love it. And that's revenantsongs.co.uk is where you can register for that and get the CD of Live at the Echo Music Club. So let's transition. Let's go to Black Dogs and Sad Men and cue that title song up.
Nobody's calling. Here I am alone. I don't wanna talk, I wanna go. Why am I so weak? Why am I all alone? Black dogs and sad men, making me stare down the barrel again. Triggers in my hand, and the taste blows my mind. Black dog on my shoulder, tears on my face. I'm running on my own in this damn race. When the world stays quiet, when my mind is on the fence, dreams and fears, well, they don't make no sense. Why am I so weak? Why am I all alone? Black dogs and sad men, making me stare down the barrel again. Triggers in my hand, and the taste blows my mind.
That is Black Dogs and Sad Men. And I'm talking to Sugarman Sam Lay and Matthew Hudson, guitars for the band. And want to come back to that song, but Sam, I have to ask you about your moniker. Where did that come from?
So now I've got to try and tell this quickly. So I started playing guitar at 13, and I was in my first band at 15.
Yeah.
But I've always played with guys that were older than me.
Okay.
And I got snuck into a local club to play a rock gig. And so I would have been 16 or something.
Your son's age, yeah.
Yeah, club's age is 18, and then and the rest of the guys were in their late 30s, early 40s. Anyway, the bass player / singer started introducing everybody, and as he started introducing the band, I could see it across his face. He suddenly realised that as he was going to introduce me, everyone was going to know that I was going to be underage, and I had this big trilby hat pulled down really low, and I was dressed unconventionally. Anyway, so he said, this is our resident bluesman and diabetic Sugarman Sam. and it's stuck ever since then. But the last thing I'll say on it is about 2 years later, or 4 years later, sorry, I was playing another gig and there were two ladies a bit inebriated outside the venue, and one said to the other, who's playing tonight? And the other one said, Diabetic Dan. And I said, that'll do. That's fine.
And so you're the type 1 diabetic, Sam, or Matt?
I am. Oh, yeah.
Sam is,
Sam, okay. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So Sugarman has a lot of connotations there for you.
It's one of those things that, and I find it with a lot of nicknames for people, certainly in my life, it's always the thing that sticks that you don't...
Yeah, you don't want...
Yeah, or you don't expect it to. Like Sugarman Sam, literally in a couple of seconds thought process from someone introducing me has just stayed.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's a great segue to one of our product placement sponsors that we love a lot. It's a product called DrinkMate. And they're the sparkle or carbonate anything drink maker. So you can take any beverage and you put it in this drink maker unit and push the button and it carbonates the beverage. So it wouldn't be hyperbole for me to say that it has completely changed my life by getting me off what I call the satanic sugar-sweetened beverages. And it's a great, great product out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, DrinkMate. And for those that are interested in checking them out, use the promo code RTV. That would be Ride the Vibe 20, and you can get a 20% discount off of DrinkMate. So we love our friends at DrinkMate. Talk about Black Dogs and Sad Men, y'all. That song and the album and where it was produced, who did the production, et cetera, et cetera.
I think so. From a lyrical point of view, it's about mental health challenges. Basically, I wrote it from a period in my life that I'd rather forget. But it just when we came up with that song, it just fitted, and I really like the lyrics in that song.
Yeah.
Matt is really good at coming up at seeing arranging things and seeing the whole picture. And so that putting that song together and coming up with the chorus melody and things Matt really smashed on that. But the solo breakdown I came up with, and it was as soon as I wrote it with Carl, the drummer, I was like, Matt is going to wail over this. It is going to be incredible. And sure enough, so he does, don't you, Matt?
I channeled my inner Kirk Hammett on that one. It's just one of those songs that I don't know. We kind of tend to if something has a really great guitar hook or a great vocal melody, we don't really ever tend to dismiss it, whether it doesn't fit or not, with kind of what we're doing. We don't like to pigeonhole our sound, so we just go, let's write that song and create that song for what it is. And Black Dogs and Sad Men is one of those. It's always a bit different from a lot of stuff in our set, but we like to do that because we don't want to just have the same song over and over. And I think that's a really good example of that one.
Brilliant. So what's your process? It sounds like it's fluid, dynamic, collaborative? Are those adjectives?
I think it all depends. I mean, at the moment, it tends to be me that does a lot of the writing.
Okay.
But like Sam said, one of us will come up with something, whether it's a guitar riff or we've got some chords and then a melody and then an idea about a song, either me or Sam will bring something in and then we'll go, okay, cool, that's great. Let's write that. And then we bring that into Robin and Carl, and then they're really good at helping you kind of piece it together and create a sound. And, you know, Carl is very stubborn and he gets even more stubborn as we write.
Well, those drummers.
Because I'm just like, oh, let's do this and then let's go back to this riff after the chorus. And he's like, nah. You're like, what? Why? But if you go with him and trust him, he'll lead you in the right direction. He's got
good instincts. So what studio, or did y'all give a shout out to the studio and who produced it?
Yeah,
talk about
so
that a little
bit. That we recorded that in Studio 91 in Newbury, which is no longer there now. It's been closed down, unfortunately.
Wow.
But they're opening up in another area. I think they're called the Pines or something like that now.
Yeah.
And then it was produced by Dave Draper, who did like the Wild Hearts. I want to say TerraVision.
Yeah, that's right.
And some other like kind of, you know, UK bands that are quite well known over here.
I love it.
And he did all of our stuff, and we're now working with someone else at the moment. But yeah, he makes us sound brilliant, and you know, really, really brings out the sound and makes it sound huge. It's great.
And when you went into that studio, how did you record like a live scenario, or talk about that process too?
So we effectively what we did is Carl went to Dave Draper's studio, recorded his drum parts to a very, very rough demo that we did to a click track, and then sends that down to the guys at Studio 91, and then we the rest of us went in and played it there. But which was a different way of working for me. I'm normally one to track live, or at least looking at each other. But Carl's really pushed us playing to a click track, and I have to admit, not only has it improved me as a musician, but the whole band is just tight, and it means that if we've got to drop in somewhere, or when we play at the same tempo live, so we might be able to take that footage and then cut it over to make a social media video or something like that. So that's really been a game changer. But yeah, we put it all together in Studio 91. And did it from there.
Beautiful. Great song. Well, we're going to take a very short break to support DRS ATL, the Waheed studio that Waheed is gracious enough to host Ride the Vibe here. And so we'll be right back, and then we're going to play I'll Be There, another song off of Black Dogs and Sad Men. So hang tight.
DRS provides professional audio mixing and mastering services. They also provide other creative services such as voiceover editing, audio restoration, and audio forensics. They have great customer service, their work is fast and efficient, and their prices are affordable. You can learn more about their creative services by visiting them on the web at drsatl.com. Again, that's drsatl.com, or call them at 404-590-0779. Again, that's 404-590-0779. DRS, when the right sound matters.
In addition to the studio, Waheed has got a very, very super cool boutique publishing group, Verde Music Group. So if you're musicians out there and you're looking for a way to make money while you sleep, and who wouldn't be, check out Verde Music Publishing Group. And Jace Media Music said of this song, I'll Be There is the biggest song on the EP. And they said, I cannot stop listening to it. So let's cue up I'll Be There, and then come back and chat with Sam, the Sugarman, and Matt Hudson.
Why do you decide to put your life on the line? Telling you seen ghosts, but it's your mind. Who are you now? Where can you be found?
Be There. EP Rock Fiend, I think that's right, said with the sentiment of a ballad and a rousing chorus that will be well suited to festivals. It's an uplifting centerpiece that deserves its position at the very heart of the EP. Oh, excuse me, EP. Rock Fiend said of the EP that song would be the centerpiece. And it's if one thing has become clear over the years, and it is that these boys can write a hook, maximum volume music. So talk about that song and the compliments from Rock Fiend and Maximum Volume Music.
Yeah, I think, you're getting exclusive now because as Matt alluded to, I'm suffering a little bit of writer's block at the minute, but and I'm very grateful that Matt's filling in the gaps. But that song is a big one in terms of, I think when we wrote it, we knew that we had a big song on our hands.
Yeah.
And everything about it sums up what Revenant is about. The lyrics are about something close to home, but everyone can relate to. The chorus is hooky. The guitar solo is straight out of like the melodic rock side of things.
Yeah.
There's light and shade, and but I wrote it. We all know people that have gone through addiction or you know have got their own challenges and stuff like that, and that's about, you know, as much as you want to help them, they have to be ready, but when they are, you're kind of you're there for them.
Yeah.
But and another thing about that is it's the perfect example of all four of us being involved in that. And I think I had the intro bit. Matt, did you have the verse, the chorus?
I can't. I know I wrote the chorus, but I can't remember exactly how it all came about. I vaguely remember. I think you had the intro. You kept playing it, and then we were like, "Oh, that sounds really cool. We'll do something with that."
Yeah.
And then I wrote the chorus. The chorus just came out of nowhere, and it just came like straight in my head. And even before I'd picked up a guitar, I knew what the chords were going to be.
Wow!
And I was just like, "Wow, okay, that came out of nowhere." And then I had the "I'll be there, I'll be there." And then I had to go and wait. Sam can write lyrics really quite quickly, but for me, I have to kind of come up with a melody, and then I have to take my time in writing the lyrics. They don't come to me naturally, lyrics. I have to kind of really spend some time and think about what I'm trying to say, and think about how the listener will listen to it. But yeah, so that came really quickly. And then I remember me and Sam sat together in my old garage, and I was like, well, you've got that intro, I've got this chorus. Like what can we do to kind of, you know, write a verse and stuff like that? And then I think Sam had come in at that point and was like, I've got some lyrics and I've got a verse idea. And then we probably spent about half an hour, 45 minutes just kind of piecing it together.
Yeah. The verses I'd had for years, but just not been able to kind of fit them. And then the combination of what Matt brought to the table. I remember Carl being really stubborn again and saying, "No, this beat is all it needs to be is this."
Yeah.
And we, so the combination of all of that, and then I had a conversation with my other half, Sarah, and then the other lyrics just kind of poured out. And in terms of compliments from what people are saying, normally prior to that song, we would finish our set with "Rolling on My Back" from the first EP. But that song, once we had it and we'd finalised it, we thought, that's a great closer. Yeah. And as it turned out, so it was.
Well, so you referenced having some of the components of the song a while back. When did each of you recognize that music was your thing, that you were different than your peers in that regard? Who encouraged you? Who discouraged you? You talk about those kind of formative years a bit.
Yeah. So I, up until the age of 13, I had absolutely annoyed my parents because I never stuck to anything. Like I just didn't take. I was quite good academically, but I didn't stick to any hobbies or anything like that. Anyway, I saw the video for Paradise City playing on the TV, Slash playing in front of thousands of people, and I put my nose up against the TV screen and went, "Oh my God, I want to do that."
That was it. That was the seminal moment for you.
That was it. And then
really,
my parents bought me a guitar for my having not one musical bone in their body. Bought me a guitar for my 13th birthday
because you had expressed, "Hey, now I have a passion for something," and they supported it with the guitar purchase.
Yeah, and it took a while. It took a while to get them to convince them that's what I was going to do. But they did. They got me one, and then I spent 7 days straight playing "Smoke on the Water" in 7 Nation Army.
Yeah.
And then my dad said, "Okay, I think you should probably have a lesson now."
Yeah.
And then it's just rolled from there, really. And I can't tell you how obsessed I am with music and the guitar, and I'm so lucky. Like I play 2 hours a day, at least. I can't stop thinking about it. It's always on my mind. So yeah, and then
much like Slash, as I saw with his documentary, I mean, he slept with the guitar. I think it's literally.
I didn't quite go that far, but
Well, you have a 10-month-old.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer as well in that music takes you to people and places, and as it happens, Matt and I played in a previous band together, and literally, I think it's a good segue. Actually, I knew the front man who invited me to come and play, and then Matt, did you respond to an ad or something?
No, I think he just found me on the internet and was like, "Will you come and play?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then naturally, obviously being guitar players, me and Sam kind of hit it off, even though at the time when I was in that band, I was like, we should probably get rid of Sam because he's not taking it seriously. and that's true. And you know, Sam would kind of like try and bring that up with me over the last like kind of few years. And then I remember we talked about it once and I was like, "Yeah, you weren't taking it seriously. I thought we should have kicked you out of the band." You know, but obviously it's funny how like, you know,
that didn't happen.
Yeah. But then to kind of lead on from that, it was actually me and Sam that went away and went, "Okay, I think we can do this on our own, but we need to find another drummer and another bass player." And I had to convince Sam to be the singer.
Interesting.
Sam had sung previously in his Sugarman Sam and the Voodoo Men days, you know, when he was younger and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd played his music to some friends, and they all turn around and were like, "Why is he not the singer?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good point." And then yeah, my grandma. I was driving my grandma to shopping one day and played her some of Sam's music, and she was like, "Oh, he's got a lovely voice." And I was like, "That's it. My grandma reckons you've got a lovely voice. We're going to and we're going to become Emerging Rock Band's Band of the Month."
I love it.
So, and there we are, you know. So thanks to my grandma.
Well, that's a good segue there, Matthew, to Lie You're Living.
Yeah.
If we could cue that up. Just kidding, of course. Let's cue that up. Lie You're Living.
Time for rain, roll those dice, call her name.
You're Living. That was off of Black Dogs and Sad Men. That's the recent release of Revenant, and you can find them at REVENANT songs, songs.co.uk. And if you become a Revenant 1, you can get the CD live at the Echo Music Club in its entirety, and it's only available by signing up. And while you're there at the website, also put some money in the pot for diabetes.uk, and you can perhaps win a guitar, brand new guitar, and it's signed by all the members of both Preacher Stone and Revenant from their tour, their combination tour that they just completed over in the UK. You guys talk about what one thing you would like to have listeners take away from this conversation, if you could, or if you would.
I think we're just... I think we'd like listeners to take away from this conversation that we are, a band from the UK that are just unapologetically writing music that shows our influences. Me and Sam love great guitar bands, and we love some stuff that is Lynyrd, Skynyrd. I saw Lynyrd, Skynyrd last year. They're amazing. I remember when my dad turned around to me and said, "Oh, you should listen to, Freebird," and then they played the full version on the radio in the car. I remember that. I'm a big Zakk Wylde fan, like Pride and Glory, and obviously the stuff he did for Ozzy. Yeah. There's loads of different bands. We could go on and list, and then you got your Metallica's, Alter Bridges. I'm a massive Luke Combs fan. Chris Stapleton. Me and Sam both love Chris Stapleton. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we went to see him live. Like he's a huge influence on us, Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
But so. We're not afraid to write songs that are a bit like Luke Combs or Chris Stapleton, songs that are a bit like Lynyrd Skynyrd, songs that are a bit like Metallica. We do a bit of everything because we love the guitar as an instrument, and that instrument can service a lot of different musical fields. So we take all of that influence, and that's what Revenant is. We're not trying to be a rock band, a metal band, a country band, this and that. We've got our influences, and this is what we like. And you're going to write some sad songs, some heavy ballsy rock songs, and you're going to write some classic rock, AC/DC stadium rock stuff sometimes because it's fun, So that's what we do.
You have any 3 albums that you'd like to recommend listeners should have in their library, must-haves?
What, from us?
Yeah, well, I mean, 3. Well, aside from they should have all your albums in their library, but 3 albums that have been influential on you all.
Oh, okay, yeah, go on then. Right, Sam, do you want to pick the first one?
Yeah, so the first one for me would be Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I stole that off my dad when I was younger. He had it.
Interesting.
I remember my mum and dad got me that one Christmas, right? I specifically wanted that album, and my dad said, "Oh, you can put it on the CD player," and I put it on, and the first thing he heard Axl Rose say was just expletives, and he just looked at me like I was dead.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, that's the first one.
Got it. Brilliant.
I remember having that album. I took that out of my dad's collection, and it was that classic thing of like, "Dad, can I borrow this?" And he was like, "Yeah, no problem. Like, just make sure you bring it back." And then I never brought it back.
Was it vinyl, Matt? Was it a vinyl? Actually,
I did have the vinyl at some point, but then I got rid of it all when I was younger.
Yeah.
But it was the CD specifically, I remember. But for me, my choice would be Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. That is just the Bible to me. You know, I don't want to offend anyone with that, but for, musically, that is the kind of, that's for me where it all starts.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to pick, that is my Desert Island album. If I had to pick one album, I would just go straight to Thin
and
Lizzy,
just play it over and over. Yeah,
exactly. And then I guess we've got one more.
Well, you can, you can, or you can choose not to. You don't have to.
I think
let's ride the vibe, man. You can do what you want.
I'm going to go Chris Stapleton's Traveller.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think that is such a lesson in songwriting, songcraft, and just hitting everybody right in the feels.
Yeah, Parachute was the first one I heard first song that made me go, whoa, who's this?
Yeah.
And
you guys, one of y'all or both y'all saw him when he was, you both saw Lynyrd Skynyrd and both saw Chris when he was?
No,
we saw Chris.
We saw Chris Stapleton. So we saw Chris Stapleton together, and then Sam had a ticket for Lynyrd Skynyrd, but he couldn't come in the end, so someone else took his ticket. And I had a great night without him.
Which is commonplace in Revenant, let's be honest.
Oh my! Well, that sounds like Best Medicine. Can we cue up some Best Medicines? The title of that was your second release. Do I have that right?
And this is our Beatles influence. This one, you hear this, you just go, this is the Beatles. Yeah,
good. Well, on George Harrison's birthday, it's only fitting. Best Medicine, y'all.
She's the best medicine I could find. She's the best medicine for my mind. Picks me up, turn me around. She's the best medicine I could find. When I needed you, I was sick. Emotional delirium taking me quick. Lack of sleep and no direction playing their part. When I see your soul inside, there goes my heart. There goes my perfect plan. There goes my set. Wipe my eyes and clear my head. I'm turning back around. She's the best medicine I could find. She's the best medicine for my mind. Picks me up, turn me around. She's the best medicine I could find. Father said it's coming when I stop to see. There she stood now in the room, I'm starting to believe. I can't sleep and I can't eat, she's on my lips. Take a spoonful, take a twist, I'm losing my wits. There goes my perfect plan, there goes my set. Wipe my eyes and clear my head, I'm turning back around. She's the best medicine I could find. She's the best medicine for my mind. Picks me up, turn me around. She's the best medicine I could find.
We are back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten, the last DJ, playing what he wants to play, and in this case, playing the great music of Revenant and having a good super conversation with Sam the Sugarman and Matt Hudson, both guitarists for the band. That was Best Medicine that's the title track off the second release, I think. Second release. So I floated a challenge for you all to see if you wanted to put together a 3-piece band of your choosing. Any musicians, dead or alive, who would you include?
I think that would probably be me, Carl, and Robin.
Nice. Good, I like that. Take that, you emerging rock bands.
Mine would be myself and anyone apart from Carl, Matt, and Robin.
Oh, beautiful. All right, I love that. Okay, good.
All right, let's do it seriously now. Let's
yeah. No, I think 3-piece band.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I think if it's 3-piece, I'm going to put Stapleton up front and on guitar, because I think he can play despite his protests, but he can write and he can sing, and I think that's going to be key.
Yeah.
Our bass player, I'd go for Pino Palladino, because that dude just...
That's not a real name.
Yeah, 100% is, mate. And his work with John Mayer was outstanding.
Yeah.
And then on the drums, I would have John Bonham.
Oh, very cool. Yes, yes. And talk about Best Medicine and that second release.
So Best Medicine is just 100% love songs of my other half, Sarah. Because, and it was actually the song in Revenant that made me think I could write decent songs, and it was all down to the encouragement. I think that was when Matt and I really, or for me anyway, realised that we actually have a good partnership, because Matt was just saying to me, just write what it is. Just say what it is. And I remember I used to live in a little 1-bedroom flat, and Matt and I'd sit on the sofa and come up with these ideas and songs and lyrics and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, ultimately it's a love song. And we actually heard recently that one of our, 2 of our English fans are going to have the words tattooed.
No way.
Which choked me up a little bit.
I love that.
They've asked us to play their wedding and everything.
Too cool. And they're getting married, and they're both going to have Best Medicine on their tattoo.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes you think that, stuff like that is amazing, that actually, your music is really reaching people and resonating with them. And that is exactly what we set out to do. Like on that EP, Sam wrote Best Medicine about Sarah. I wrote a song about my daughters.
Yeah.
Sam wrote a song about his nan passing away. Like there was a lot of there's a lot of honesty on that EP. And there's another song about being angry. There's a song about wanting to be a rock star when you were a kid, and we can relate to that.
Yeah, sure.
So it was, I think that when we wrote the first EP, we were like, oh, okay, we've just written 5 songs that were actually quite good.
Yeah.
And then it's that classic, like, can you do it again? Can you write another 5 songs?
I love it.
And then we wrote 5 songs, and we were like, wow, these are good as well. And then we've done it again, and now we're writing an album, and it's like we're stretching that muscle and we're getting even better and better. So
I love it.
But yeah, we've always said, we want to put a lot of honesty
in your music. Well, and Classic Rock Magazine said Southern dirt, pensive twists, and a bright 70s flair. Rock Radio UK said this will put them firmly on the map. And then Overtone Magazine said one of my favorite EPs of the year. So how cool is that? Well, I want to get in the last song as we're running up on the top of the hour, At Least I Can Do, and then come back and talk about future projects, gigs, and how you came up with the band's name, if you all want to divulge that.
I leave my blood in the dirt so I can give it all to you. You and your mother, the reason I love what I do. Wake up at 5 to keep your dreams alive. My father did the same thing too. My heart races, it smiles on your faces, it's true. But these days will come and test us all, and it'll be alright. Like the changing of the seasons, morning turning into the night. For the love of my children, I'll always listen. The key to my home is your own. It's the least I can do. Chase all your dreams and believe. But these days will come and test us all.
That was Least I Can Do off of Best Medicine. I have had a gas listening to this fantastic music. So, fellas, what projects coming up? Parting comments? Want to talk about the band name? Anything you all? Mikasa Sukasa, my show, your show. Wrap it up.
Well, we've just done the tour with Preacher Stone in the UK. Yeah. We've just done our first tour. And we've got, we're basically now just going away and writing music. the natural thing you would think to do would be like, oh, let's just go out and play loads of gigs and stuff like that. And it's like, that's all well and good, but we actually want to sit down. We want to write an album now. So we're doing that at the moment. And yeah, it's going really well. And then we've got some clusters of gigs that we're putting together and doing, you know, kind of October, November wise. And we've got a few bits, but yeah, I know it's a bit of a drab answer, but to be honest, the real answer is, yeah, we're going away and writing some new songs because we've got the bug now. We're really inspired again after that Preacher Stone tour.
I love it. Excellent. Sam, any thoughts, comments that you want to add in?
Just I think from a musical point of view, this is definitely, we're just having a ball doing it, and I think that's what music should be. And
Amen.
The fact that we've just done a tour, and there were so many points on that tour that could have gone sideways, and we could have like got angry with each other, or it just really solidified us as a band. And I think that's going to show now that we know we really truly have arrived in terms of, right, we know what we're capable of, we know where we can go, and we're going to just do that. So, and if people can just support us in as many different ways as possible, buying a CD is worth way more than streaming, and we'll ship it anywhere in the world.
Amen. Y'all go out and buy some CDs like back in the day. Play the whole thing just like the band laid it out. You'll appreciate it. Get yourself registered to win a new guitar signed by all the members of both bands. It's a fundraiser. You also lighten up the pocketbook in that regard, and then go to the website and get live at Echo Music Club. That's free. You just become a member of the Revenant One Club, and it's been a delight, you guys. Hope to see you in the States soon. Wahid, we are out of here. Michael Litten, the last DJ, host of Ride the Vibe.